Let's read Matthew 21 together. This is now day 37 of the Bible reading plan, and I hope that you guys decide to join us and read with us today. So, like I said, we're reading Matthew 21. So, why don't you go and open up your Bibles? Let's read the chapter, and then after you've read it, come back here and then put in the comments something that stood out to you today. Today, what stood out to me, I'm going to read verses 45 to 46 and talk about that a little bit. So what verses 45 and 46 say are this. When the chief priests and the Pharisees heard the parables, they perceived that he was speaking about them. And although they were seeking to arrest him, they feared the crowds because they held him to be a prophet. And when read with the parables in their context, you see that the Pharisees were asking whose authority Jesus is doing all these things. Basically asking, are you God or are you a man? And he answers them very tactfully and in a way that really proves that they are in the wrong. Because it's apparent to the crowds that he's at least a prophet. And the Pharisees see that. And so they are afraid to say their own thoughts because of the crowds. And it also says that they recognize that Jesus is targeting them and calling them out. But they don't realize that there's anything actually wrong with them. But they're looking for a way to kill this man who everybody believes is a prophet and is talking in prophetic ways and calling them out and basically saying that you and your fathers have killed all the prophets. And yet they don't think, oh, maybe we're in the wrong because we're trying to kill somebody who everybody thinks is a prophet. Hopefully that makes sense. But basically, if they really thought about it, they should have seen that they were in the wrong and that, Jesus is God. There should have been no doubt. But they were too stuck in their own ways and in their ignorance and in their selfishness, in their sin, that they refused to see, and instead they tried to kill him. And we know that it didn't work. Jesus is risen, and because of that, we have hope. God bless, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow for day 38.